Welcome back to the North American Challenger. This has been quite a day.
Yeah.
That is for sure. And the next match should be a great one. We have Future, the young gun, against another young gun, Astrea, two of the rising stars of the North American scene.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Future took home not this most recent Cheeseadelphia, but I think it was actually 2 Cheeseadelphias ago. But, been having a lot of success there in North American lands, made top 6 at this most recent one as well.
Defeated Neeb.
Yeah, and Neeb had a heck of a tournament that week as well. And then Astrea, has been coming up on a lot of these online tournaments, been doing really well in those, and NA Apprentice had some good results in that as well. So this should be a really awesome match, against 2 of, I think, the up-and-comers in America right now.
It should be great. Future also got awarded with one of the best games of all time just recently against M. Canning, I think it was.
Very, very awesome stuff. And, really excited to see what he'll be pulling out here. Definitely, I think Future favored to make it out here. Let's see. It's still going to be very close. I'm really excited for this series.
Yeah, this should be a great match. I mean, Astrea has been rising for a while. He's on and off just because he takes breaks, but right now he's pushing forward in full force, and he's a powerful force to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Gonna have to take down this guy up in the top left-hand side of Thunderbird, representing Infinity Gaming. He is Future.
And on the bottom right-hand side of the same map, it is Max Angel, also known as Astrea. I think you should, if your name is Max Angel, just use that name, as your nickname.
Seriously.
Why would you use a different name?
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand.
I really don't get it either.
He'd be a great movie star with that name, too.
No, people would just think that's not his real name, is what they would think.
You're right.
If he made it in the entertainment business in any regard, they would just think, oh,
just a stage name.
Yeah, it's a stage.
Nobody can be blessed with a name that cool, they would say.
No, it's just not a thing.
To be blessed with a name that cool and to be blessed with being good at StarCraft, I mean, what a lucky draw there, huh?
Very much so. Handsome man as well. All right, so Future Camp, there's nothing going on in Hearthstone now that he changed this, or is this?
I think that's Astrea's. I think
that's Astrea's.
Still the heroes.
So we have Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone sprays here going on. No, there's Protoss. I'm telling you, they're changing it.
You're right.
They're actually changing it. It's like,
dude, the meta is evolving.
It really is. There is a spray meta. If I was playing this game and I had been watching throughout the entire time, I promise you, I would be thinking about this right now.
Absolutely.
It would throw me off if first I see the Heroes of the Storm spray and then it's a Hearthstone spray.
Instant tilter.
It really is. I don't know if it's a tilter or not, but I'm being completely serious.
No.
When Nate drops sprays on my bushes and I see them, I swear to you, I don't know what to make of it. And my brain just, it starts, thinking about, why is he doing that? And what does it mean?
That's fantastic.
Yeah, the process of changing it, of having the presence of mind to do that is just, I don't get it.
It's so much fun. I love that Future is that has that much confidence between these games. He's not reviewing the VODs or anything. He's switching up his spray game.
Yeah.
I love it. Love the confidence. As open up with quite a few Marines here, pumping them out from that reactored barracks. Second barracks getting added on as well, very early here with that factory on the way behind it, up against the robo opener of Astrea. So Astrea going to have later blink than we've been seeing from a lot of Protosses these days.
Yeah. This is a very macro-oriented map, as we've seen before, but I'm not really sure how it plays out in this particular matchup. So if you have any insights.
A lot of it depends on, on their openers, right? I mean, I've seen Future go very, just very aggressive, go for, a very early tank pressure, trying to set up on that natural ramp. With this, though, like you said, it's looking like it's definitely going to be panning more towards that longer game. I'm looking to see Future get some drops going, and we're going to see drops from Astrea here as well.
Yeah, I guess as far as that is concerned, I suppose there's a lot of room for Terran to drop and maneuver between the three bases.
A lot of airspace, and you know, Astrea as well gonna have to be very conscious with his building placements. You know, putting a pylon up behind that 4th base mineral line to the north of his natural base, help him spot that any drops coming in, and help him stay safe. But not looking to do so far. Just keeping his stuff inside. Another hallucination going out.
It seems like we're gonna get Speed Prism, perhaps something like a Disruptor drop to start things off.
Yeah, looking very likely here. If that Gravitic Drive gets started up, that should be what it is.
Yeah, there's gonna be Medivacs out, so very little threat to the army of Future will be this Disruptor drop. So he's probably gonna be looking for some economical damage with it.
Yeah, the Adepts loaded up in that Warp Prism. It's Colossus production starting up here immediately, actually. So just very fast Colossus from Astrea.
Okay, how do you feel about this? Is this really for a push, or is it still harassing, or because the War Prism's already left, right?
Yeah, the Colossus definitely just for, you know, holding it home and eventually pushing here, but really just looking to build up kind of his ideal army composition. Going to be very nice to have it at his home as well to help deal with this double drop we see loaded up on your screen. And yeah, no, I really like this from Astrea. It gives you a lot of power against the bio. You know, as long as you're able to, you know, as long as you position it safely, there's really not too big a risk of you losing it early on. Of course, with Stim being finished up as the shop's arriving, could see it get sniped here very easily by Astrea.
Yeah, good pylon. So so it's gonna get spotted, and the Medivacs will push the gas pedal. We'll just be happy taking this pylon, I imagine. But on the other side of things, Astrea is gonna be warping in a couple of Zealots alongside the 2 Adepts, and this is very troublesome for Future.
So many Adepts are, so many SCVs are so low right now. Okay, it's finally starting to get some kills on them. The Adepts still stuck up by the main. That double drop still not being able to do too much on the other side as Future is finishing dealing with this. 7 workers go down, and it's 52 to 39, that worker count, with a 3rd Nexus underway. And with Colossi already coming out as well, this bio is going to have a hard time on the other side of the map.
Yeah, there's the Nexus, as you said, so this is going to be... I mean, Future's got to be pressured to do something right now, right? Like, he's falling behind in economy. Not only that, but Astrea is also taking a heavy tech lead with the Colossi. And he really has to do something, but I don't know what.
Yeah, you know, he needs one of these drops to find some damage, or, you know, perhaps adding on some Liberators in the sky to help him restrict the zone restrict the zones where he can fight before Blink is out for Astrea could be a nice help as well. Of course, the tanks can help provide that same resource, same utility. As they move forward, starting to move across the map, Future wanting to pressure this 3rd base, knows that he cannot let it stay up completely uncontested here.
Very positional units. There's a lot of buffer for these tanks, but I don't like this for Future, as with 2 Colossus out and Thermal Lance research, it's going to be very difficult to make things happen with Marines. On the other end of things, though, these 2 Medivacs could find some damage, as the army is well out of position for this. Yeah,
double Medivac moving into that 3rd base now, getting unloaded, and Charge Lots up in the main base doing what they can as well. Takes down a couple workers.
Yeah, and Medivacs will be chased out by the Stalkers in the main base. So well done by Astrea all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. And now getting more Zealots warped into the main base as well. And just forcing these SCVs to not mine, continue fighting this. 5 workers go down. And even if he's not able to kill more than that, just denying that mining time, being that thorn in his side. So nice. It's triple Medivac. He's looking for these Colossus.
Yeah, I mean, this is great positioning for the tanks. The problem is those Marines just provide no buffer for the tanks, because the Colossus so easily shred through them.
And just such a lacking Marauder count here, right? And
yeah,
not even really any one barracks with a tech lab on it back at home to even be producing those Marauders, as Marines get into the middle line, take down 5, and now, ooh, great Artosis pylon pick up there as he continues to fight the Colossus. Finally starting to open up on this, will force it out.
Yeah, just the 1 Colossus, it could actually get taken down if Future's paying attention. These Medivacs are gonna make it out. I don't know how they got into that position, and it seemed like he was defending really well, and I'm not sure why he's leaving either. There was only 1 Colossus trying to push him out.
Yeah, I guess is worried about the potential of Blink, which of course isn't actually done, not even started for the side of Astrea. So Future has free reign with this, right? Only really has to respect the Colossus. The Stalkers not really doing too much to help with this right now. And with more tanks getting added on, this position is just going to get stronger and stronger for Future. That Mineral Patch doing such a great job of zoning out any units that would want to try and get on top of these tanks. And now with Liberators and still no Blink and no Stargate units, I mean, this is so dangerous right now for Future as big warp into the main base. Those Dark Templar doing work. 10 workers going down, 11. Very nice here at the main base for Astrea. 14 workers going down. That is massive damage, down to 34 to the side of Future as the triple drop gets unloaded here in the natural base as well, but has to get picked up.
All right, so Future taking that supply lead, and he has a very fortified position now with the Liberators as well joining in the fray. So we'll see. Astrea, I would like for him to take the 4th base forward and anticipate that he's going to lose this base potentially, because that is a very fortified position.
Indeed, Dark Templar again getting some very nice value here, catching those workers as they transitioned, and now working on that orbital command, really restricting Future here. 28 workers on the backside of this and falling as the Dark Templar now looking for the upgrade as well. The +1 armor not going to be finished here in this game, as Future is slowly chipping away at this Nexus. He is breaking through the shields. The Bio doing what it can, as you said, just not really much of a formidable barrier against these Colossus.
Yeah, definitely not. The DTs will get picked off. The War Prism wants to stay alive. Just as a threat, it's so important. And now Future's got to feel a little bit more comfortable leaving his base with the rest of his units, as there's no War Prism out on the map. Future will find another opening here, and this game is pretty crazy. It's anyone's game.
Absolutely. 98 army supply to 75 here, climbing for Future, as his economy is very low right now, but that army is still very potent if it's able to find the right engagement.
Yeah. These are just 2 Colossus as well. I would have almost liked to see a drop on top of them. Like, without buffer, Colossus are such weak units.
Yeah. I guess just feels really doesn't want to lose that many Marines that he would have to trade out a pretty fair amount of them there. I guess just not wanting to have to replace those just yet.
Yeah, I mean the warping that we saw would also be a deterrent for that. But I think you try it, you wait for the warping if it's available, and then you back. Right, because like you said, there's no blink. There's very little threat for that army. These Stalkers catching the Liberator will be really nice. The blink is now done, and
takes down one.
Now.
Yeah, that's really great. With that blink finally done, we'll be able to snipe the Cyber Core, which is going to make things a bit annoying for Astrea. But his main force has arrived on the other side of the map now. The Medevacs heading back into the main base of Astrea, looking to continue to do the damage, elevator everything up.
Yeah, army supplies near dead even right now.
Yeah, there's a couple tanks and a lot of bio still up in the main base for Future, as tanks getting siege up in the main base of Astrea. Tanks getting some great shots off here onto those Stalkers. 9 SCVs in total going down so far.
Yeah, a lot of supply depots are going to go down here. That's actually going to end up supply blocking Future once they do. And this low siege is still so very difficult to break, and the Liberators are the biggest hurdle right now, because there's no way to get rid of them, right? Like if it wasn't for the Liberators, you could maybe walk up and aspire to kill the tanks, but even if you did here, what do you do? And Future is looking very strong. Those Liberation Zones are right on top of the army now. Yep,
and the Bio moved forward there, tried to take down those Colossus, and took quite a few rakes from that Colossus. Took a bit of lost a few of them there, but still, like you said, those Liberation Zones just making this so challenging for Astrea to break. Scan even coming through to spot that Dark Templar before it reaches the tank line. And now Future, having held on the other side of the map, or at the very least be done with the pressure, he's now moving back across. The Colossi did get recalled to that 3rd.
Yeah, finds 2 of the Liberators, and the Colossus are going to clear a lot of this army. Should go for the tanks, but instead he's going to have to back as the Bio tries to push the Colossus back. I don't know. I feel like this is still doable, right, for either player?
I think so.
The army supplies, they're dead even still.
Yeah, the biggest issues I see for Future here is he did lose that natural orbital command. You know, and also as well as just so low Marauder count means that these Marines just get shredded so easily, like you've been saying, by those Colossus.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's very little answer for this for the Liberators still. So
absolutely right. It's going to be a very tough fight for both players here. Could go either way, as the 3rd base will fall. That Cyber Core never got rebuilt by Astrea. He cannot warp in any Stalkers right now. It is just Zealots or Dark Templar from these gateways to continue to push forward. Colossus starting to unload onto the tanks in the back, and now it's just the Bio.
Yeah, the Colossus they're a little bit too fat to walk together through the choke, so.
Oh no.
The trap there, and now there's no anti-air.
Yeah, this is so sad for Astrea right now, losing these Colossus to the Liberators. It's going to be a warp. Yeah, no, that is not enough Stalkers.
I mean, there
Really
are
enough
some
to deter him for
stoppers.
now. Okay, actually not going to unload any of the... I thought he was going to unload the bio to buy himself some time, but
Yeah, but then there's the Colossus.
yeah.
Yeah, he should have backed off right as he saw the warp in, I think. Wow, the last Liberator falls, and I think with this, Future is now in dire straits. I mean, there's the command center floating not to either base at the moment. I'm not sure where it's going.
Yeah,
Front, I guess. That's
head into the warpath.
Yeah, that is. I mean, the further he's definitely not taking the closest base that he could take. I'm not sure. Okay, there was some weird pilot in that command center.
Yeah, just
It's a combination of efforts too, right? Like there's got to be a bunch of people in that command center, right? Like,
oh
it's not
yeah,
just
it's got to
one
be a
dude.
whole crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So like who does that command? They're like, hey, let's go to a random place.
just
And why is no
drift.
one questioning it? You know, there's got to be a dictator in there that's just gone mad.
Ooh. Almost good pick off on that medevac. As the
Now the game heavily favors Astrea. I love this.
yeah, this is real nice. Attacking the communist orbital command over here. And we'll lose the Colossus. That's a nice pickup for Future, but it's it almost feels like too little too late at this point, right? I mean, without those Liberators, how is he going to take this army on in a head-on engagement?
Yeah, I don't think that he can, and I don't think that he can catch up in economy either, and that's what Astrea is looking to exploit here. He's saying, hey, come at me because you have to, right? My economy is bigger. I'm going to make sure that you know, and that you attack into me and then die. And beautiful, another Dark Templar here.
Yeah, very nice. Cleaning up a bit of this, and hey, keeps it alive. So, going to be able to maintain presence with that. Perhaps come back in a moment as the medevac's heading in towards this base, looking to head up in the main and cut Astrea off. Great blink forward there.
Yeah, very nice target firing by Astrea. And these tanks are going to do something about the third, but it doesn't really matter too much. And again, if you're Astrea, I would like for him to take the fourth, the forward fourth right now, right? Like it would just be helpful for this type of situation because he's not going to be allowed to mine his third in the worst case scenario, but he's just going to clean up and win.
Yeah, the tanks get taken out. The medevac's going to start to fall here as well. And it looks like Future has reached just about the end of his rope.
Yeah, there's just no chance from here, right? It's, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
No chance, Jose, as they say.
Yep, Future going to be doing what he can to try and bring it back, but yeah, it's a pretty good game state for Astrea, to put it mildly, as they continue to posture through the center, and maybe we'll get to see the final fight now.
That's gotta be it.
Has to be, unless he wants to make him kill every building. GG, well played. All right. Man, and the boys were getting pulled at the end of that, too.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try everything if
Absolutely.
you're Future. This is the elimination match as well, right?
Yes. Or no, winners
the
match. Winners match, yeah.
Well, same. No one wants to be
Same,
facing...
but
no
different.
one wants to... no one wants to be facing the can.
No. And I think Future and M. Canning are the two people you want to avoid in this group. Future because I think he's the favorite, and then M. Canning because he's M. Canning. You know, it's a terrifying proposition to have to face both these guys in a row. So Astrea really wanted to finish this out now with that 1-0.
Yeah,
Can he do it?
I mean, his name alone can't be as powerful as the might of M. Canning and his people, right? Like there's a certain energy to the guy, and it's
Right.
just like when everyone's rooting for you and behind you, it's.
Yeah, it's such a tough task to try and beat the the people who the crowd's behind, who the
Goku
fans are
knew
supporting.
this. Goku knew this.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. What a guy.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the spell as well. You tried to go for it.
I did.
I know that. I mean, it's a Genki Dama in Spanish.
Are you talking about the Kamehameha?
No, I'm talking about
Spirit Bomb?
Spirit Bomb.
Spirit Bomb, yeah. I think that's what it is, right?
Well, I suppose that's the English translation. It's Genki Dama is, I guess, the Japanese name because that's what they used in Spanish.
Ah,
Like
gotcha.
you would just say, "I'll make a Genki Dama." Yeah, it's pretty great.
It is pretty great. Doesn't I don't know. I don't know if I like it more or less. It doesn't quite have the same ring. It's like a spirit bomb, you know. But maybe that's just because I don't speak Japanese.
Yeah, I think that there's an allure because you understand what it is, right?
Right.
Like it's very easy to understand what the Genki Dama is.
Right. Yes.
Like you see it, and you know the animals are like giving you their energy and stuff. Like you see animals being depleted of their energy and human beings and stuff. So you understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's very.
You know it's a spirit bomb. Must it be said? I prefer Genkidama. Yeah.
All right, I respect it. I like it.
Thank you.
See if Future will be able to bring out his Genkidama here.
That would be great.
Would be great. Let let them know your support in the chat, guys. Give them your energy for their spirit bombs. Astrea versus Future, map number 2. Gonna be coming here very shortly on New Repugnancy, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us here today for WCS Challenge. It's been a fun time. Thanks for having me, cats. It's been a good time.
I didn't hire you, but yeah, you're very welcome.
We're here.
On behalf of everyone.
Yeah, it's.
I am glad you're here, buddy. Representing the great state of Texas.
Yeah, the great state of Texas, and a lot of things. We're pretty great. Barbecue, pretty good.
Yeah, barbecue. We've seen some drone barbecues throughout the day. What is your favorite barbecue in Texas? Is
barbecue place or barbecue food?
Is this the Salt Lake?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Franklin's also phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to wait really long at Franklin's. So.
Yeah, the Salt Lake has really good sauces and like dry rubs.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
I try to
phenomenal.
Whenever I go to Texas, I try to bring me some bottles.
Yeah. So good.
Good stuff.
So good. Also very good, but currently down 0-1, spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side from Infinity Gaming. He is Future.
And in the top right-hand corner of the map, as the blue Protoss, it is Astrea. Max Angel, $16,000 in price earnings. Pretty quietly, I would say, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely been kind of, I wouldn't say flying completely under the radar, but like definitely not somebody you would have thought, I think, or like most people would think has won that much. He's been around for a minute.
Yeah,
getting things done.
I suppose. I mean, like I said, he takes breaks from time to time, so you know he kind of disappears for a couple of years, then comes back, reaches his final form, then leaves again, then comes back, reaches his final form.
Do you think it's like a reverse hyperbolic time chamber? Like he just actually takes that long and just actually practices for 2 years?
It's possible, and then just brings out his best strategies when he comes back, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2 years of practice for like 3 days of good results, then gone again.
That might be his strategy.
Might be. As yeah, very standard stuff here. Reaper
Is
start.
Nexus normally timed? That's early, no?
It is. Just before the core.
Okay.
Which it is normal. It gives you slower access to the Adept and the Stalker, obviously, but nothing. Not too crazy. Just gonna allow him to have a bit faster economy, faster access to Chrono Boost as well. Could potentially make a difference if he's going for something super tightly timed.
Awesome. What do you do with this command center scout?
Seeing the command center scout as Protoss?
Yeah, Astrea saw it, but I'm not sure what he makes with that information. Is it just that he'll safer with his Nexus, maybe?
Yeah, like
a little bit greedier.
You'll know that the Reaper's going to be coming across. You're going to be, but it's just going to be a very standard game, right? It's feeling very safe, and I think definitely seeing that makes you feel happy, happy with your choice of getting the Nexus before the core, because that is really the one big window you have of weakness is if it is some sort of early. If you scout that and instead it's 3 Raxes coming down or something really crazy. Oh, this is very nice. Picks up a probe.
Yeah. And it was kind of unmicroed as well, kind of a strange probe to get rid of. There's really nothing going on at the moment, so it's kind of weird. On the other end, the probe will get the second scout and we'll see the reactor onto the barracks, but I'm not sure that he can make a lot out of that.
Yeah.
Another probe will go down. Wow.
Interestingly, the Reaper did make it up in the main, but didn't actually see that Stargate.
Oh, third probe.
Oh, wow.
Close. But 3 probes, I mean, that's pretty good. And like you said, he didn't see the Stargate, so at least he didn't accomplish everything that it set out to do, right?
Right. Taking at least a little bit of a suboptimal thing there, but very nice start for Future all the same, as he is already getting Widow Mine, so we'll have that for defense against any potential Oracles coming across in a bit. Right now it's going to be Phoenix first, coming out from Astrea. Which will be a nice tool here. As these Adepts moving across, looking to get some harassment done. And if you're Future here, down 0-1 against a player like Astrea, do you want to see him play more standard, just play to his form, or do you think it'd be better for him to go for a timing attack and try and wrap this up? I don't know what's best for these guys.
I think that Future probably feels like he's he's the favorite to win this group. Astrea has to be one of the biggest hurdles, but I think that that game was kind of his first slap in the face, because like the M-Cannon game, you know, you lose that one and it's whatever at that point, right? Like it doesn't really hurt, you're probably laughing. But right here, this is the first sight of danger, I think, for him being down 0-1. So I think he's gonna turn on his God mode, and we're gonna see some of the best that he can offer. He is a very volatile player, like I was saying earlier. He's not just an emotional player, but very intuitive as well. In that he tries to get a feel for the situation and then kind of like play mind games. And he's a very smart player. But he can be kind of aloof, right? Get lost in those moments and have those games like the one we saw against M-Canning, where they're just kind of all over the place. So I think right now we're going to be looking at the most focused Future can be. And
that is a dangerous thing, a focused Future. So scary whenever he's on, is that drop. He's moving around, just looking for a little bit of room here. Of course, the Adepts did see this, so in theory, Astrea should be ready for it.
Yeah, and mines are going to get picked up right away. The medevac doesn't stand a chance either, so...
Very nicely cleaned up.
Yeah, that is the best case scenario for a Phoenix reveal for Astrea, and that's kind of the downside of that Reaper not scouting the Stargate earlier, right? It did get the 3 probes, but it ended up costing him a lot more than that.
Yeah, and now these Phoenixes are going to be able to have complete map presence for the time being. Coming up into this main base, there is Marines in position, so not really going to be able to do much harassment, but some great information here. Sees the stim and combat shields on the way. Has a Templar, already has his Templar archives down. He's already starting charge. I mean, Astrea has all the tools in his toolkit. Everything you could want here, and it's going to be on Future to just execute cleanly on this play, right? I mean, the Phoenixes going to have to be zoned away from your medevacs. Going to have to maintain presence in your mineral lines until you're able to move out.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation for sure. As he takes a third behind it as well, and that kind of puts pressure onto Future to do something, to move out, or to take his own third, at least maybe start a command center.
Yeah.
Mine there hidden will take out one of the Phoenixes, but they're still having pretty much free reign here. As the next couple of mines are potentially going to get picked off. The Marines very slow to respond.
Yeah, and this is a very strong timing coming out from Future that's about to be hitting. We have Stim, Combat Shield, and +1 all timing out with this. The medevacs continuing to get added on here. It's going to be hitting well before that storm is done, and that's really going to be the biggest window here where Future's going to have to get some damage inflicted. Down in workers and has been down for a bit, so that bank of Astrea, he's had more money to spend on more things. He already has that third Nexus down. He's getting the +1 armor as well, ever ticking closer to making his army a bit more survivable. Let's see if you'll be able to hold on without that storm.
Indeed, and we'll luckily find that that SCV building the third command center with the Phoenixes. Doesn't get much better than that. Let's see if Astrea has enough. These force shields are going to be crucial. Storm is about to be finished, but not quite yet. And now Future is missing out on the timing. I mean, one storm is done.
One storm is done.
This window is closed on this particular front.
Absolutely. Double drop moving up into the main base. This could be great. If this can draw the pressure away, if this can draw that buffer for those High Templar away, that would be absolutely massive. Widowmine's getting burrowed on the ramp here.
Yeah, a nice Widowmine wall, but Astrea very good about it, sending one Zealot at a time. So they will get cleaned out without much hurdle.
Yeah, and great target fire here by Astrea as well, recognizing which of those medevacs had units in it. Granted, wasn't able to finish the job, but good moves nonetheless. +1 armor on the way for Future back at home. As more High Templar get added on for Astrea, and his army is just looking better and better against this bio-heavy force. I mean, Storm's going to do such a great job at blanketing this army. +2 armor already getting started up for Astrea here, making sure he can be as durable as possible.
Yeah.
Now, I'm really liking Astrea's spot right now. With that third base already secured, I really feel like Future needs to make something happen here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the Widow Mines have all flopped so far, and he really needs to do something better. Like, he needs to maybe kite into them or oh my god, that storm was nasty. And the flank actually comes onto the Widow Mines, but it doesn't really matter. And there's so many more storms, like a good 6 or something at least.
Yeah, like this army, there's almost as many High Templar as there are Zealots right now, which is just absolutely absurd. In the Future, I mean, I guess the main way he would take advantage of this is splitting up this army, right? Trying to force those storms to go to multiple places, trying to burn those storms early if he can. and you know, used the up of the energy on one, but took so much damage for it. I mean, it's not really something he can capitalize on right now. His third orbital finally landed for him, getting that morphed in.
Definitely, and yeah, the important thing there is you don't want to attack into a choke. Like you were saying, you don't want to attack with all of your army in the same place like Future is doing right now, because the Storm will benefit from that, right? The more units are clumped, then the more damage Storm does. If you only send one Marine and it gets stormed, then that's as much damage as the Storm does. If you send 1,000,000 Marines, then the Storm is probably going to do the most damage it can possibly do, because there's nowhere else to move or to run. Beautiful flank.
Yep, coming up now on the front side. Guardian Shield is up. Very scary proposition to push into, as that Storm kills quite a few of these Marauders even through it all. Pushing into that choke and using the Warp Prism as a great flanking tool. A little bit of an F2 there, pulling those that Zealot run by back, but
yeah,
no
finally
biggie for Max Angel.
There's Liberator, some sort of anchor, right? Like that's kind of what he needs for his army to fall back somewhere that's a little bit more stable,
right?
Like tanks or Liberators, to where he can just trade a little bit better, because Marines are just not gonna cut it right now.
Yeah, and like Widow Mines, you know, he wants those to be that tool, but I feel like really needs Drilling Claws before they're able to be able to accurately fulfill that, you know, in the way that he's wanting with these charge lots, and especially with Astrea being so disciplined with his charge lots as well, minimizing the effect of those shots.
Yeah, he has been really great throughout. I mean, the Widow Mines just haven't accomplished much of anything this game, and there's been a lot of investment into it.
Good stuff so far from Astrea, as these Zealots do get spotted. Looks like they'll just trade out.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to drag the Zealots to the liberation zones, I think, but then thought and registered in his brain, oh, the Zealots are running away, so he just clicks, kill the Zealots, click somewhere else, and then the Zealots turn around, and that's just no bueno for him.
Yeah, now the Zealots in the main base gonna draw a couple of Widow Mine shots. Oh man, big friendly fire there. 8, 9 workers going down, 11 workers going down. This is absurd damage for a drop that was responded to. Widow Mines now, again, not getting the best shots off. Astrea moving in here, still has so many Storms on those High Templar as well. This is such a scary fight for Future. His main army is completely across the map.
Yeah, Liberator went down for free as well, and this is an army that has already stimmed. The medevacs are very low. And I mean, you can't pull back at this point. I think you have to commit. You have to make something happen somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, we run the risk where Astrea might just be able to cut off this army in the center of the map and just end this game outright. I mean, Thermal Lance getting added on for the Colossus on the backside of this as well. So not only is he going to have that high damage Storm, he's going to have the more consistent AoE into those Colossus on the backside of things. It just makes life so hard for Future, as he's still on 2 bases right now. Absolutely brutal.
Situation. I mean, he has Ghosts now coming up. Maybe if he can get an EMP onto everything, including the High Templars, he will stand a chance. But it's a difficult fight right now. Yeah, army supplies are actually pretty even, so good EMPs would do it.
Yeah, good EMPs. Yeah, really, that's going to be the thing to look for here for Future. Upgrades starting to get equalized here. Astrea getting his attack upgrades now. And, ooh, big warp into the main.
Yeah, the Widow Mines were actually looking for something like this to happen. Unfortunately, finds it a little bit too late at those High Templars.
Oh man, 12 more workers go down, leaving Future with a measly 33 workers to his name.
Yeah, I think he has to just go for it. I mean, he has a lot of energy on those Ghosts. He really needs to land perfect EMPs, and that's all that he can do right now. These Zealot Rambis are beautiful as well, because they will mess with the reinforcement so much. It basically makes it. Very good EMPs actually. There's still a lot of Storm back there.
Yeah, still about 5 High Templar hiding back there. The Ghosts on the front lines looking for more good Storms.
Yeah, just zoning out Storms, right? Like those weren't even intended. He didn't cast on top of the army. He casted where the army would be should he continue to chase. So the opportunity for Future was there to retreat. But if you retreat, then Astrea gets away, right? So very good Storms. Yeah. Again, these guys are cutting the reinforcements perfectly. So Astrea is looking at a 2-0 against the favorite here.
Yeah, looking poised to do so, as the bio for Future is moving in here. Has taken out this base now.
Mind you, you can also vote for Astrea in Nation Wars, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't have a lot of votes. Again, not the most popular or known player, but as you can see.
Yeah, big blink forward here. The EMP hitting those Stalkers. This bio trading out as best it can. There's still so much AoE available. Another EMP onto a couple of those High Templar, taking out what little energy they had left. But there's still so much on the ground. Is that even going to matter? It is not, as makes Max Angel takes the game and the series.
Yeah, no chance, Jose. Very well done by Max. Wow.
Yeah, really, really impressive play there. You know, very disciplined with his storms. Did a great job of recognizing, you know, what Future was going to be wanting to do. Right, always being aware of where potential drops were going. Nice responses.
Got a little bit lucky as well with the luck of the draw as far as like build orders are concerned.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you run your Widowmine drop into 5 Phoenix. I mean, there's not.
Yeah, exactly. It's just you know, sometimes StarCraft just doesn't quite pan out for you. Didn't quite pan out for Future here in this series, but he's of course still going to be alive in the elimination match coming up next.
That's going to be the last series of the day, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe so. So that's going to be super awesome, guys. Future taking on M. Canning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with WCS Challenger America elimination match right after this.
This matchup.